Alright, you see that? That's literally who I was in elementary school, except I wasn't a cute anime girl. Now answer me this, have you ever looked at someone like Bocchi and been like, "You're just like me, for real?" If so, then you probably relate somewhat to Dandere characters. By the way, watch until the end because I actually interviewed Bocchi herself and asked about her opinions on this video. Dandere is an anime character who is usually timid, shy, and quiet. They usually don't really want to talk out of shyness and aren't really comfortable talking with others they don't know that well. Sounds like some of us, right? The word dandere comes from the Japanese word danmari, which means silence, and the word deredere, which means lovey-dovey. Finding these words gives us a word that roughly translates to silent love, which makes total sense to be honest. There are many anime characters that encapsulate the dandere archetype, like Hitori Goto, or Bocchi from Bocchi the Rock, Hinata Hyuga from Naruto, Kosaki Onodera from Nisekoi, Miku Nakano from the Quintessential Quintuplets, and Komi from Komi-san. By the way, male characters can be danderes too. Some popular examples are Izumi Miyamura from Horimiya, Mob from Mob Psycho, and Tamaki Amajiki from My Hero Academia. So by now, you're probably asking, hey, can you explain why these characters are relatable and how this was me? Okay, so I'm sure a majority of us growing up have been too shy or afraid to speak up and to speak to others. You definitely knew someone at school that was known as the shy kid, or you've been the shy kid yourself. In my case, the latter. From my perspective, I've seen dandere characters to be somewhat relatable to how I was back in my younger years. More specifically, my elementary school days. When I was younger, I definitely felt the social anxiety Bocchi had, and it was very hard for me to speak to others. My 3rd grade teacher literally wrote in my report card that I was too shy, and I needed to improve on it. Looking back on it, she was somewhat right. I only felt comfortable talking with friends I was close with, and I wasn't interested in other people. Presentations were the worst things imaginable for me at the time, and I fucking dreaded them. Over time, I definitely opened up and became less shy. It was definitely due to some girl I knew from high school, but that's another story for another day. Of course, I still struggle with some of the issues I had before, and I'm still a pretty introverted and reserved guy. Hey, but now I'm more of a hindari edgelord, which you guys can learn more about in this video I made if you're interested in why hindari characters are relatable. Enough of my anime backstory, and let me talk about why we feel sort of way after seeing dandere characters. It always comes down to relatability. When you see a character like Bocchi, Miku, or Hinata, you see yourself in that character. The way they respond and act in certain situations is similar to how we think or how we act in real life being put into the same situation. Like, have you ever wanted to speak to your crush but only ended up saying something really stupid and now they think you're weird? Yeah, that hits a little too close to home. And if you're like me, you definitely had trouble making eye contact while speaking or talk way too fast while having a conversation with someone, making the situation feel awkward and wanting to die. Like, take a look at some moments from Bocchi the Rock and tell me this isn't you. Now, I want to talk about a problem I and many other people have with Komi, or more specifically, the Komi can't communicate anime. The anime definitely tries to portray social anxiety, but it really doesn't execute it well. Yes, Komi has trouble speaking to others, but it's more portrayed as, ah, look at that cute anime girl who can't speak. Everyone also praises her, and I'm sure many people with social anxiety don't find her situation all too relatable. We also never get a look into what Komi is really thinking about, and it's only portrayed in other ways, whether it's through the narrator or Tadano. Not saying this is a bad show, but it really doesn't help make Komi feel relatable. I know it's just mainly a comedy, and maybe that's what they were going for, and not to take things literally, but that's just how I feel on the topic. Okay, off my Komi tangent, and let's get back into danderes. Shyness, quietness, and anxiety definitely hits home with many people, and that's why danderes feel really relatable. Obviously, not everyone is like this, and symptoms vary in levels, but I just wanted to explain why some people might wonder why a specific type of character feels so similar to who they are. Like I mentioned previously, I somewhat grew up being shy and socially anxious, and so have many other people. Also, I would like to mention that of course some people don't or struggle to grow out of this, and it's okay. Everyone takes things at their own pace, and we just have to be accommodating towards others that may feel uncomfortable since we ourselves know how it feels. Lastly, before you click off, like I said at the beginning of this video, I actually got into contact with Bocchi and asked her what she thought about this video. So let's take a look. So Bocchi, what did you think about this video, and what are your opinions?
Black is no.
No, Bocchi, I'm not talking about your opinions on black.